here, it rains all the time. And out here, everybody is fine.
The Ship is for Heaven. They have great music and lyrics. The performance and the scenarios is just a great piece coming together nicely. The futility of the routine with bravery and activism on the back, and it's how you understand what is going on when you know what they are dedicating this film to. Brilliant scenes with a constant hold from multiple hands. That is such a brilliant idea of portraying what they want us to understand, and finding beauty in the simple things and then freeing yourself. It's very intense, poetic, inspiring. I love their scenes at the bathtub, and that final scene from the drone when it comes all the way up and then back to the very close up of her, this character's face. It is brilliant. I enjoyed it a lot.
I really like the directing in Heaven. Um, like specifically, it's really the blend between like the cinematography and the performance of the actors. Like the cinematography was great, but then the actors were great as far as like pulling that emotion, and then the hands, hands feel like they had a life of their own. And I think that, I mean, you have to have a strong vision to be able to direct actors to move their hands in a way that appears to the audience like they have a life of their own. You know what I mean? Like that's takes talent and vision. The cinematography I really liked. One of my favorite shots was a shot in the where she's like going up the stairs in the dark in the blue outfit, and it's like dark, 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 dark. The hands are there though, but the one like spotlight, and she like runs under it, kind of. I think that was great lighting, but that great cinematography. Not because the shots are beautiful or aesthetically pleasing, which I mean they were, uh, but because it matches story. And I think I'll take cinematography that makes me feel something and matches story over aesthetically pleasing shots any day. And I think these shots in this film really match story and made me feel something. So great job.
Heaven was a very interesting short film. I mean, it feels a little limited production wise, but it was very poignant. I quite liked the way the filmmakers combined the subject of being restricted by some governments. I'm not going to say any particular names, but the way some governments, some societies restrict their people, and the way we see this idea through hands restricting and pushing and keeping this woman, in her place at all times. It was very poignant. I like the symbolism of it, and particularly like the way she breaks free from all of these rules, all of these dogmas, so to speak, and she escapes. That's something a lot of us would like to do currently with some of our political leaders. So I think it's a very relatable project, and a very it's the kind of project that we need to see right now. We need to keep pushing with these kind of films because things are rough everywhere. And yes, I love the final message of the film. No war. Everyone has the right to choose. It was beautiful. Well made.
Kind of like the song in this about because a song called Heaven you expect to be nice, and really it's more like you feel lost and desolate. And the screen, the way it was portrayed was really there because this girl was clutching things. She was the way she went into a spot like just laid in the snow. It was really impacted. The cinematography in this combined with the song really set this apart. It was really rapid pace, but it really worked well for this film. It was with the lyrics because it's not really upbeat like you expect a song called Heaven to be. It's really about the state of mind that somebody feels when they feel like they've been abandoned and alone. And that's kind of what this girl showed, because there were no other people but this one girl, and at the end she's just laying in what looks like snow by herself with a beautiful score and a beautiful shot.
Heavenly seems to be an act of protest to show that we can have opinions of political power. Here in the US, we have a privilege to have this sense of freedom of speech, whereas that might not be the case everywhere else. Here you sort of get this display. I really wish I could know what was actually written on the shirt. I feel like that was a striking metaphor all in itself, because it has these bold red letterings, and you can tell it represents something bigger, like it's a visual key to what they're hinting at as the bigger picture. And so you get to see this individual have this depression shows, this act of trying to get out of the house and all these different steps it takes to get out of the house. And this moment to finally reach the elevator, to sort of scream and get pulled back in by your depression. And you see all these hands coming at you and dragging you back. I feel like, sometimes you have this mental pull and all of these different things pulling you back. And it's hard to push forward and stand strong and carry your voice and be able to speak out and speak up, knowing that there might be consequences despite you speaking up. I think there's a lot of power within that. And I think the display of the fears that one might carry to take on the challenges and the weights of the world and carry that with us, I think are displayed quite honestly and beautifully with this act of, I can still feel a sense, all of these hands gripping on that person, in a sense to myself. And I can relate to that battle that this character is facing, being desperate for this idealism of heaven, only to be recognizing that sometimes we live through hell and we have to reach the top of the stairs to, in a sense, get this sense of light. Remember to carry the light and bring that light to the top with you so you don't fall.